To start their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd and 10. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A gain there of 21 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the #3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Campbell to throw again. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Kill.
He can run for it, and he will. And just shutting him off there. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop him?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Well, a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Looking to throw. Campbell, wide open receiver, complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Check. Protein spill. Smith. Deep grip.
On 1st down, Crandall steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Operating from the gun, Campbell. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And his kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now, right now, they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Forced out to his left. He'll run it. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Back to throw. Campbell. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
Rock it.
Here's Campbell. From the gun, he'll throw. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos push further out in front. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 30, 20, 10. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Campbell being chased out left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. Throwing on 1st down. Campbell throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 39-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Crandall. And the Broncos get there and take him down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
Hey, world. Let's put that team on the hook. Mike 52,
On 1st and 10, Crandall over the middle, it's complete. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2.
Obviously, Brandon, they couldn't get it all back with just one score, but that touchdown chips into the lead, and now it makes the comeback a little bit more manageable.
This will be fielded at the 8. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
Let's go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Gonna look deep for... It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. What a first half this has been offensively. I mean, defensively, what do you do when you're getting torched like this?
Now, these receivers are absolutely wearing them out. So 2 thoughts come to mind. 1, get some oxygen. Can fill up your lungs a little bit. And number 2, talk to your guys up front. You need a pass rush to help slow them down.
Buying time to his left. And he's going to keep it here. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. Their mobile quarterback on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make...
And that's caught inside the 30. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Crandall. And this is caught at the 8. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
50, play, go. Bring it. 52's the Mike. Watch Mike. Now watch Roy. Check, 52.
Operating from the gun, Crandall. Escaping the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's 2nd and 8. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll pull, and he will score. Touchdown, LA. Their mobile, agile quarterback as the first half is winding down, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes, because that's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Gonna look deep for Wilson. It's caught inside the 25. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Broncos push further out in front.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. The Charger drive about to get going. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? The Charger drive about to get going. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Looking to throw. Campbell going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. And there, Charles, he lined up out left, ran the post, caught it over the middle, and the rest, as they say, is history.
And you have to love the scheme that they just showed there, because if you're going to run a deep post, you ordinarily have to get a safety out of the middle of the field. And you do it one of 2 ways, either by running routes at him that carries him away from it, or you either freeze him in the middle with routes that run underneath so that he doesn't get depth. Then you throw it over the top, and boy, what a successful play that was.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense, these defenses. And this will be caught at the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. 43 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Campbell dancing to his left. He'll try and run it. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. How about that? Their quarterback, 28 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice gain.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points.
Let's go.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Hey, Charlie.
On 1st down, Crandall steps away to his left. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
Forced out to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Hey, Alpha. Mike 59. Mike 59. Exit.
Campbell now operating from the gun. Flush to his right. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. Looking to throw. Campbell to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to take off with it. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this one? Both of these guys running the ball well.
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw. Crandall. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. To throw again. Crandall. This is complete to Hawkins. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Crandall toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough.
And this is going to be a Charger touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within one score. Extra point right down the middle. The quarterback run has eaten him up all game long, and there he goes again, this time into the end zone.
And what I like about what I'm seeing, absolutely running almost with impunity. He's not worried about his body. He's not worried about sliding. He's not worried about protecting himself. He's worried about getting yardage. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got to start figuring out what these blocking schemes are and finding ways to defeat them.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now Campbell off the play fake. It'll buy some time right. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. 25 yards that time.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
They go play action here on first down. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
To throw is Campbell. Looking to throw on second down. He's going to fire one. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. With touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point by Badgley up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And this is caught at the 8. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. From 8 yards out, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within one score. Point after, right down the middle, as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, A field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Campbell, off play action, steps away. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Here's Campbell. Going to throw again. Being chased out left. He'll run it. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A gain of 28 yards there, and give him a 1st down.
Ready up. 50 seconds left. You must be getting tired of seeing me. Hey, 5-7. Choose.
Throwing on 1st down. Campbell. The quick slant caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. From 10 yards out, and the Broncos push further out in front.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 35. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 35-yard line. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches, always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. He may try and run for this. And he's got some space here. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the 1st, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movements. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
To throw on 2nd down, Crandall. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Buying time to his left. He can run for, and he will score. Touchdown, LA. A 9-yard touchdown run. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score.
That's a tough one there defensively because look at the stops they got on 1st and 2nd down, and it's 1st and 2nd and goal. And then on 3rd down, they cover the receivers, but they leave an alley open for him to find, and he does. That is frustrating. You do almost everything right, and he still ends up in the end zone.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Campbell now on 1st and 10. Dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, Alpha.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm willing to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Now a desperation throw deep down. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. It's a big one there for the Chargers. 63 yards. Operating from the gun. Campbell stepping up. He's going to keep it. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. 2nd and 5. Step, and he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Extra point splits the uprights as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
On 1st and 10, Campbell steps away to his left. He's going to let it go deep. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. He's back to throw. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. He'll look to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. So they'll quickly now signal for the timeout. And it's definitely not looking good, but at least they'll have one final play to hope for that miracle and get them in the end zone. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it, because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for Denver, the train just keeps rolling, 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the home team here, it's their first stumble of the season as they'll dip to 8-1 on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. Someone tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get it off my chest. Oh, I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh, baby, my bets are off. Everything
have it, you got it. Go snatch it, skirt the lot. Go ahead, jump and hop on it, hop at it. Rep, where you from? Where you post, department, your projects. Pain driven, itching, drumming. Hey, look how far we coming. Heartbeat on the streets, you can do it. Ain't built for the weekend, sweet. This sugar, one man army, but get deep. Watch what you doing. I ain't damaged goods, damn it out the clay. You wish you could. I do this for the family. I might just blow my wheel. I'm keeping it so for real. Who feeling that glowing hill? I'm giving they souls the chills. My jewelry cold is chill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah. Hit first off the edge like I don't know no feel. See the pain deep in my eyes, they know it's real. Yeah, been this way, right before the deal. Say this one for your photo real. Blessing after testing, I'ma show them skills. You ain't gotta tell me, I know I'm ill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah, so suspenseful, I'm up in the field. Saw it in my eyes, it was the Tiger Hill. Gon' jump off the line and see the flight of field. Rewrite your history off this line right here. Your best bet be ahead, instead of get rich or dead trying. This ain't never new, I just be 10 steps instead. Snooze I won't, I can't lose, ready, rest or a bed. Do what you can to do, make it next move your best. I do this for the...
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. Coming up next, we've got what should be a good one between the Denver Broncos and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Chuck.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still first down.
Ready to break. 53, Mike. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. Shoot.
Now Campbell from the gun. He'll throw. Caught. It's Wilson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. To throw is Campbell, operating from the gun. Forced out to his left. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him. And he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Campbell. Wilson's got it complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, I don't mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right?
Here we go. 10-2 stop. Man up. Easy. 4 down. Easy. Hey. High 7. Ready?
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Powerful running. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a second down coming up. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Check back.
2nd and 15. Being chased out left. Now he'll throw deep left side. That's caught at the 25. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 55 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Operating from the gun, Campbell. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Go, Jack.
Campbell back to the air on 2nd down. Buying time to his left. Touchdown, Broncos. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football?
Let's go now. 10 low ball.
Here's Campbell throwing on first down. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And that'll wind up. Incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Campbell now, throwing again. Dancing to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. And I know it seems like we say this a lot in broadcast booths, but a quarterback can hold on to the football too long in these situations. I think he did right there.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Sometimes you have to understand situations. Get rid of the football, save some yardage to make it less to gain for the next down. Instead, he was so hipped on ball security, he held on to it and took a big sack.
Ready? 50, play. I don't think you got it, son. Shoot.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7, our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down. He may try and run for this. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally, down at the 36-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Campbell off the play fake. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Looking to throw. Campbell. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. From 19 yards away, as his guys have now moved out in front.
And while that touchdown...
Come on, set. 15, line. 15 line.
To throw is Campbell on first down. And a completion to Wilson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. Everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play. We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. He can run for it, and he will. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. It's...
Here we go. 8-3. Let's go. Get it.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Stay with your man.
From the gun, Campbell. Gonna look deep for Wilson. It got his man complete. And they're gonna have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up. Ready?
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Campbell from the gun, he'll throw. Steps away to his left. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set. And racing, going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race?
Touchdown.
Here we go. Set. 60 or. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want to fight.
Here's Campbell on 1st and 10. Forced out to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Ready.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Get off the field. Now.
Campbell now, operating from the gun. Escaping the pressure right. Going, and that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 34. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go band of brothers thought process. No one left behind. No pointing fingers, no accusations. Because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
Operating from the gun. Campbell being chased out left. He'll try and run it. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Ready.
From the gun, Campbell. And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. The 40, the 20, 10, and he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. So from one end zone all the way. Now Campbell throwing after the interception. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And an alley to run. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
Pretty nice play here. They go read option, read the defensive end, and when he collapsed down inside, how about the quarterback pulling it, keeping it, and not only getting to the 2nd level, but picking up some really nice yardage.
Very, very well read. He may try and run for this. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Their mobile quarterback. 72 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front.
Brandon, you and I have called a lot of college football in our day, but on Sundays, here in the NFL, doesn't it look a lot like what we used to...
Ready. Mike 51. Mike 51.
To throw is Campbell. Throwing on 1st down. Buying time to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Campbell, off play action. That is caught at the 7. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. When you throw it this close to the goal line, usually you're thinking touchdown. Here they actually complete it but lose yardage.
When you're this close to the goal line, you have to anticipate that maybe you're going to see a deep
rush coming, and he's taken down. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. From 10 yards out, and the Broncos push further out in front. No surprise there.
Here we go. 30 base. Yeah. You don't want none.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one goes for 30 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long. And I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them. And now it's been...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. From 19 yards away. And the Broncos push further out in front. They had the lead in the 4th, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets...
Got it. 53, Mike. Hey, get in the weight room.
Here's Campbell off the play fake. And his throw here's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise or throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Campbell now throwing on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their...
S-T-R-O. Yeah. How many of y'all came to win? Oh, they asking my name, huh? Ready? S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you. Yeah. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. Yeah. I can't spend the day with you. I'm on in my...